Good morning. Hi there. It's a beautiful morning from our orchard in Naivasha. And today I want to give a quick update of where we are with this project. And we made some tremendous progress. And as you can see, the landscape has changed, right? You can see our passion vines are growing in a very vibrant way. And down here we have our cover crop. So these are beans, and as you know, they are nitrogen fixing, and we've planted them in between the rows, and as you can see, as the rows run, then you can see just decided to do 2 lines in the middle, because we don't want to again overcrowd our orchard. So from the last update, maybe to just highlight a number of things that any new farmer who wants to venture in this business, this agribusiness, needs to be aware. And that's our water tower. Yes, we finally managed to connect all our fruits to our simple drip irrigation system. And as you can see, we have the 2 pipes coming from the tank running all the way to the end. So one pipe runs up to the middle of the plot, and we have our drip lines, and then of course we have perforated this pipe, and we have our drip lines running down. So I'm also a plumber by training, so some of these things I'm able to do them without breaking a sweat, and just a matter of getting used to it, and that's why you save cost. So again, we have our main pipeline. Yeah, so that's the end of the first pipeline running from the tank, gets to up that point. Then we have the other one that and here is where we have now the boundary. So whenever we are irrigating this plot, we, to ensure that we maintain good pressure, then we usually open portion by portion. So we have 2 portions, so one up to this point where the pipe reaches, and then we have the other second portion running up to the end. So whenever we are irrigating our plants, we just open one line, and then water comes with a lot of pressure. So we usually irrigate them in the evening, and we've set our drips to run just for 10 minutes. 10 minutes only, just 10 minutes, and it's enough water to grow these vines. And from the time we did the drip lines, we've noted that our vines are more vibrant. I don't know what other term, maybe they look more happier, right? And yes, so what else has happened from the time we planted these vines? If I'm not wrong, I think we planted them we are in June, so we planted them on April 10th. I would need to confirm, but I know we are almost 2 months old. We've also intercropped on the boundaries. You can see a pawpaw, we have a tangerine, yeah, we want to make this place a fruit haven, eh? And like I have said before, I specialize in fruit growing. So what are some of the things that maybe I would want you to take note? So within those 2 months, one thing I've noted is that these vines need continuous care. And no wonder people shy away from passion farming. Let me tell you, if you don't have time, just stay away from this passion growing, because it's not only capital intensive but also labor intensive. So we have to prune these vines every week, right? And by pruning, look, I was just here last week. You see that this lateral shoot here need to be removed, right? And if you allow them to go past a week, then what happens is that, see those shoots? Yes, they need to be removed every week without fail. Because if you allow them to continue growing, what happens is that they grow very fast, rapidly. And at this point, we're only allowing 1 or 2 shoots to go up. So if you let them to run, or rather to continue growing, what happens is that the day you come to remove them, you will injure your plant. So the bigger the sucker, the bigger the wound or the injury that you leave on the plant. And that slows the growth of this plant. So again, I have mentioned before that when I have spoken to professional passion farmers, they've always indicated that you need 5 full-time staff to manage your orchard. And I repeat, if you want to grow an acre of passion fruits, what I've gathered from several farmers is that you need 5 full-time employees on your orchard. And I can tell you, these vines are very young, but we spent countless number of hours here just trying to, train them. So I totally understand why you need that number of staff. Without a doubt, if you have to care for these vines well, ensure they are pruned, weeding has taken place, because weed grows very rapidly here, and I can tell you it's quite a hard task to keep up with the weed. We can't spray herbicides here. I'm also not a very pro herbicide person, so we have to remove the weed manually. So you may be asking, what will the 5 staff be doing? 1, the continuous pruning. Pruning of passion is a continuous process. It has to continue till the end. There is no break in pruning. So every week you have to prune. Continuous removal of weed, right? You have to continuously remove weed because it goes without saying, you're not growing weed here. And by weed I mean weed, not that other weed. So you want to keep your orchard free. You don't want competition for nutrients. And of course, besides weeding, there is the continuous spraying. We have maintained a spraying schedule whereby we ensure that we spray our plants every, say, 2 weeks. Besides spraying, you also have to continue fertilizing these plants, whether it's manure, well decomposed farm manure, or whether it's these other fertilizers. You have to continuously do that. And I can tell you, by the time you're done with one activity, the other one will, or rather you automatically start with the other. Weeding, for example, is quite a hard task. Then, of course, when we planted these vines. The grafting tape was still intact, so again we have since been able to remove them after the vines stabilized. And again, it's also a delicate activity, removing that grafting tape, because you can't leave it there. And I personally did it because I didn't feel comfortable delegating that task. I asked my fellow team members to remove, and within a minute they had already cut 2. So out of 160, I think I only had 1 casualty. So that is 1 out of 160. Very well done. So again, removing that tape is quite a tricky and quite an involving task. You need to be at your best. If you're the kind or person who shakes your hand because maybe of your past experience, or maybe you have a medical reason, stay away from removing those grafting tapes. Look for someone who can do it. So I think in my previous update I had indicated that every time I speak with fellow passion fruit farmers, there's this issue of removing of the first flowers. So if you take a closer look here, you see that flower, it's yet to open up. It's early in the morning, so when the sun sets in completely, then you'll find these flowers opening. But yeah, this is a good one here, you see. And you see the size of that vine, we are barely 3 feet tall. When I spoke to my mentor, he indicated that he doesn't remove those flowers, and that that's how he's able to make his first coins from the farm. There is also another school of thought that believes in removing the first flowers till the vine touches the wires up here. So what have I done? Because I want to come back and report to you, is that in some lines we have removed the flowers, in others we have left them intact, and we want to see for ourselves, right? Yeah, why not test some of these theories? Doesn't hurt to test, right? So there you go, our beautiful vine. And I think one other thing that I forgot to mention is that we have since top dressed these fruits with 100 grams of NPK, and we also added another bucket of well decomposed manure, that is goat manure. So the journey continues. I'll keep you posted. It's quite an exciting journey, as much as is an involving task. But believe you me, for those who live in the city, when I leave the city and come here, you know, you relax, eh? Yeah, farming has a way of, you know, relieving pressure for me. So whenever I'm at the farm, just looking at this beautiful work going on here, it's quite relaxing. So thank you so much. Remember to subscribe, share this video, and leave us your comment on what you think of our journey this far. We also welcome your feedback, your corrections. If there's something that we haven't done right, please tell us so that we can walk this journey together. Asante.